Well, greetings and salutations, test takers. This is Dean Tenney coming to you from my off-grid studio, getting our kicks on historic Route 66 with an explication request. If you have an explication request, you can send it to explicationrequest@guruexamprep.com. If it's a Kaplan question, you can just send me the QID as you see here, 1566766, and I can bring it up backstage. If you don't have a Kaplan Q Bank, I highly recommend it as a paid supplement with my Guru 15 discount code at checkout. I think it comes in about 60 something dollars. Don't quote me on that. That's not a firm quote. Pun intended. Um, and for that commercial, Kaplan allows me to give you free look on Kaplan content like this. All right. The current inside market for a Nasdaq security as follows. Well, not really. I mean, if I could see these market makers, I have a Nasdaq level 2 data feed. And so let's see. And market maker one says they're willing to buy 5 round lots into inventory 2510, sell 10 round lots out of inventory 2525. Market maker two says they're willing to buy 300 shares, 3 round lots into inventory at 2510, and sell 600 shares out of 2525. Market maker three says they're willing to buy 200 shares at 2505 and sell 10 round lots, 1,000 shares at 2530. I recommend you make an exhibit. So the inside market or inside quote is the highest bid and the lowest ask. So the highest bid here is 2510 and the lowest ask is 2525. And it looks like you can sell up to 800 shares at 2510. And it looks like you can buy up to 1,600 shares at 2525, from those two market makers. Let's see. Market maker four intends to enter quote. So market maker four has a level 3 NASDAQ data feed. Level 2 shows you the players. Level 3 lets you input a quote. Which of the following statements is true? We'll work it from the bottom up. We'll work on the D choice. Sometimes I like to mix it up and do the D choice first just to keep my brain active because sometimes you don't start with the D choice. Maybe you pick B or A and then you haven't read all your potential answers. Oh, say market maker four. So is it going to enter the quote? So now I use my exhibit. I enter the quote. So market maker four says they're willing to buy at 2450. They're willing to sell at 2590. They didn't give us the size in the question. The minimum obligation would be 100 shares. Market maker four, we're going bottom up, would lock the market. Nope. Locking the market would mean when the highest bid equals the lowest ask. So that would be if I entered a bid at 2525, for example. Market maker four would cross the market, choice C. No, I wouldn't cross the market. Crossing the market would be when I put in a bid at like 2530. Uh, Violate the excess spread rule. There's no such thing as an excess spread rule. We have a 5% policy. Policies aren't rules. They're for the guidance of wise men and women. Rules are for the blind obedience of fools. So there isn't an excess spread rule. What we're supposed to be is competitive, and it doesn't look like this quote is competitive, right? So market makers four quote appears to be reasonably, not to be reasonably related. There we go. So this is, what we think you might be doing here. A market maker four is not really do you want to trade. You're just putting a placeholder quote in there, and that's a big no-no, right? So market makers four quote appears not to be reasonably related to the current market value, and NASDAQ may require that a new quote be entered. Yeah, so you got to be somewhere, close to 20 where everybody else is at, right? You can't collude, but you got to be, are you a market maker or a mouse, right? So I hope you found that helpful. Remember, inch by inch, your 24 is a cinch. Yard by yard, your 24 is hard. And if you have any other explication requests, I'll also put this in our 57 playlist because 57 should know this as well. And I'll see you for the next explication, whenever that may be.